Hello everyone. Today I'm going to go over the deck list, Kashtira top deck list, the regionals and YCS levels, and if it's a regional over 200 players only, for the Phantom Nightmare format. First of all, before I start, I'm not trying to disrespect any of the players. I'm just gonna tell how I play Kashtira mainly, and then maybe if anything seems good, I will say that it's good and I might try in the future. Um, but for the most part, I will be telling something negative about Ediclist that's not trying to disrespect those players. Um, so let's start from here. 1 month ago, uh, so yeah, this should be Fire King format, but it is 1 month ago, so it could be a little it could be outdated a little. So he's so line, no ogre prep. By not playing Ogre Prep, this player get to play evenly matched. In my opinion, pretty good card even right now. Especially because like in game ones, not a lot of players gonna play have like a Solemn Judgment in the side deck. I mean, came from the side deck and stuff. So like if you lose the die roll, you can evenly. Only thing I really don't like about this is you're already maining the high impact hand traps. So if you resolve one of them, most of the time this will do nothing, right? Because like they still get to keep a card like infinite impermanence, so you already neg the one if they keep imperm and they already play like 3 hand traps. You're also probably not gonna play the game, lose the battle phase, and they can probably win your next turn. Like normal summon Snake Eye is probably just enough. Also, um, the thing about these hand traps, it's only really good in turn one, right? So but I think in this format, having like Bell, and the Mourner is pretty good, and even the Beers pretty good in the mid game, because like mid game they're trying to end the game, so like the Beer can stop that and actually make the game control heavy, so that Kashtira can outgrind it. But like none of those are played, so once you run out of Impermesh, uh, it's hard to play like the turn 3 and 4. The Judgment is good. I'm surprised that this player citing this card. It's really good in this format. It's been good in every format when you're on Kashtira because your deck cannot set up any negates naturally except for this card. However, I don't like this card because uh, people should be siding out Drow and Veiler and Droplet in Game 3 against Kashtira. Uh, Mainly because they naturally play this, and going first they will draw this card like 1/3 of the games. So if you keep it in or side in the cards like Drow Ogre, Veiler, and the Droplet, they just cannot be activated at all, right? Under Shifter. So the fact that this card can stop Veiler Drow, it's kind of like it has flaws. Lava Golem, I think it's really good card right now, except it's almost unplayable ironically because you play this for voiceless mainly, right? Uh, and then they set up Jaugen, so you cannot spare summon unless you get rid of it. So that's why Sphere Mode is better card right now, and it is pretty safe to play Sphere Mode because voiceless and Snake Eye play summons more than 3 monsters. You can also use Sphere Mode against decks like Foundries. So yeah, and then Heartbeat Storms are better than Cosmic right now. I do understand that this is 1 month ago, so back then there was a trend people just play Cosmics. So next one, let's see. So I'll just open up everything from the page 2. So this and 280 Bogota Regional, 250 Uh, Sydney, another Sydney, Yuma, Vegas, and less than 100. So let's go over these. Interesting. So this card is being mained in the February 17th. So more than 1 month ago. Still fire format though. Yeah. So macro's better than the deep fissure because this can stop the witch summon in the original sinful grave going to grave and being activated in general. But like the fissure, it doesn't stop those. I don't know about this card honestly. Like Judgment is just more flexible, but I get it if he just wanted to test this card. For the extra deck, you're not playing cards like Extravagance, so there's no reason to play redundant cards in Kashtira, I think, because they already don't come up as much anyways. Like you're not gonna summon Big Eye twice. You're not gonna play Kashtira Mirror. This is out of the format. It's not really about Kashtira. People just realized it's not worth it. Doesn't work against Snake Eye. Interesting to see this player plays in Nibiru. Unlike a lot of Kashtira players that are just afraid of Nibiru blocking their zone, I do think it's really good if you're expecting a lot of Snake Eye, and it's definitely playable. Only thing though is like, if you're maining this, I'd rather not play this because you want them to combo and you just fear mode them, right? But it is good going first too. So I understand it. Well, one triple tech, I like this. I currently I'm not playing any, but if you're playing, I will play one to search with the pot of prosperity and look at their hand or take control and stuff. No ogre, I like this. You can get away with two, but in my opinion, three is slightly better ratio. But overall, no, I like this better than any other Kashtira deck. Yeah, of course, no Hiso. So this plays Ogre Prep, 2 triple deck. I think 1 or 0 is best. I think 3 Mourner, 2 Bells, okay. And I don't think this is worth it. Doesn't really boost consistency as much. Like, this only works with when you Ogre the Theosis, but rather just normal the third Riser that you play instead, and then Theosis. Because Riser plus Birth is combo, but Ogre plus. Riser plus Birth is combo, but Ogre plus Birth is not. It's doing nothing. So I would say that if you're playing Ogre for consistency reason, you first should play 3 Riser. And then if you're afraid, even with the 3 Riser, then you can add Ogre. But the problem is then you would have Ogre and Prep because they are pairs, then you have no space for engine. This card and this card and this card never comes up. I do agree that sometimes this card come up. If you cannot OTK them, you can end on this. So even if that's like more than 5th summon, they can not attempt to Nibiru if they have exactly 500 or less. 500 or less comes up though because your monsters are big. Without the field spell, you do like 80, 7500, 7600. Then you can end on this. So macro's better. These cards are not worth it right now. Summon Limit's just a more flexible and better card. I do like the Judgment though. This should be Sphere Mode. Should be Lightning Storms. But I do understand again that this was 1 month ago. Right? Yeah, 1 month ago, so overall, not bad. So playing Ghost Ogre and the Ogre. I am thinking playing 1 or 2 in my main deck actually, at this point, in like March 27th when I'm recording, because this hits voiceless pretty good, and then you can over the IP Masquerena in the worst case in the Snake Eye format, Snake Eye deck. So And then if they cannot IP, then their flame birds isn't getting sent to the grave. So, and then also like worst case, you can ogre the savage dragon and then pressure them getting Nibiru. So overall decent, and but mainly you want to hit the voiceless continuous spell. But the thing about this is normally Bell works all the time against voiceless. Sometimes it's too late to ogre, because if they open really well, they can start with Skull Guardian first and then summon low from the grave. Yeah, I don't know what exactly this is for. Should just be like Solemn Judgment. Playing the Ogre prep 3 triple tech, I think you only play one or zero right now, because uh, even if a lot of people are playing hand traps, you also want to open hand traps. So these 3 or 2 should be just like mourners, ghost mourners, extra hand traps. And this guy's not playing Effect Veiler or Nibirius, and also playing like too many Kashtira names. So I don't know what this deck will gonna do if you lose Dyro to Snake Eye. Too many, like, you have to play some other cards in your extra deck. Like Baguska comes up a lot, I think. Really important in this format. Baguska is really good after you get hand trap, because you get hand trap one or twice. You can kind of assume, not once though, like twice or 3 times even. You can kind of assume they don't have Nibiru, right? So you can end on Baguska, and Baguska just cannot be outed with like small hand size after they hand trap. Only decks like Vanadium, when they use 0 hand trap and they play board breakers, they can out Baguska, but no one really uses that strategy anymore. Everyone's on hand trap. This card can draw hand trap, but like you will draw shifters or your engine. So like I don't understand, because you should play more hand trap for this card to be good. Also, nope, not playing Appaloosa, which means this player gonna keep this on the board. And then they will try to draw during opponent's turn. So only Ash and Bell are like valid draws. Like otherwise, like you're just, I don't know, like losing 2k life point to get a redundant card. So yeah, I don't like this Hiso at all. But like if you're playing Hiso, just don't play cards like Triple Tech and play like 15 to 16 good hand traps. Also, like you don't play this. If you play this, just play mourners so that this card can draw a mourner. So also thrust isn't that good right now, but this is not cash. Like no one really plays this, so I'm not gonna go into it. These are really good. It's just that too many macros are played. You're just gonna brick on those, and they do like these cards do the same thing. So you play 6 cards that do the same thing. You'll draw like 2 and do nothing. 1 card is just dead. I mean, like I don't understand this card like being cited as 3, because like if you're playing Far King, everyone will gonna like add in and keep all the hand traps, and then you can look at their hand. So I actually saw some people siding just for going first, but a lot of people actually side out hand traps, because like hand traps are not great against Kashtira, so they'll just put in all the board breakers. So like, what's the point? You'll probably not get hand trap. You'll just get impermed, and this card just be dead. And already there are way too many going first hand cards. But I do like that it is playing more hand traps than other players. But again, these 2 could also be hand trap and playing 17. So this list is pretty recent. Maining Summon Limit and the Fissure. Don't know where this is. Let's click into it. Oh, this is actually apparently United States regional and 350 players. Interesting to see, even if it's US, it has Pearly Centurion, Rika, tier limit. I don't know what exactly happened here. Normally, US regional, there's just all Fire Kings or voiceless. But yeah, anyways. Uh, Obviously, I don't like this strategy. Probably a lot of people wouldn't like it because it's only good going first. Also, summon limit in general is not ideal in cash. Because unless you actually full combo, then they didn't get your monsters didn't get debuted, so they are all in the board, so you can kill them next turn for sure. But if you like got hand trapped or got debuted, so you're ending on like one monster, then if you flip summon limit to stop their plays, you cannot. I mean, it's fine that you can just summon Fendo Unicorn beatdown, but then uh you cannot kill them, and then they can blow you back. Once this is away, once this is destroyed. No one really plays this card anymore, I guess. So not gonna explain. This is good actually. This is okay card, but again, this only banishes monsters. So I'd rather play macro and also back up with the judgments. No ogre, it's good, but super poly, it just locks your zone. Not many decks actually get super polyed right now. Like you would also play against decks like Runic, it's completely dead. You'd rather see Ghost Spell instead of this card in your main deck, so that you can at least like bell the fountain draws. This card can be just Fear Mode. Pank, honestly, I'm actually thinking about playing this, maybe, instead of Cosmic. But for now, I think Cosmic's just better to respect Runics. I think Judgment is better, but evenly matched is pretty good in the side deck. I don't think you ever main it like this card, but people don't expect this card, so you can actually trade pretty well. Unfortunately, the best deck like Pure Snake Guy sets up Negate, so unless you specifically like Lava Golem them unevenly, this will just be negated. But no Ogre Prep, 3 Rise are definitely good. I think like 1 is better or 0 is better. So playing instead of 42, I'll probably just not play Super Poly or just cut this if they really believe in this card. Now go to the page 1. Vanquish, so he's but too small amount of players. Niagara Falls. This is my list. I'm not gonna go into it because I'm gonna do the separate deck profile. But this was a 9-round regional, and happened really recently. So whenever I do this, it'll be a lot of details in there to provide. So I'm not gonna do this right now. And I think that's it. So 5 more lists. Okay, so I like the Veiler and the on Nibiru, even though it looks weird. I think like playing a lot of versatile hand traps helps you in like game 2 or 3s. I mean, sorry, like turn 2 or 3s. Of course, it works in turn 1s, but I just think like having these to hand trap them in the next turns after shifter or not even with the shifter, it's pretty important to have right now. You cannot really get away with 3 Imperm, 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Shifter because that means you only have these 2 kinds for the grind games. So only thing I would change would be these 2 into extra more hand traps. If you really think triple tech's better, I think 2's a okay ratio, but I would feel you would side out like most of the game 2 and 3, so might as well just play 1 or 0. So actually, in a Louisville regional, a guy topped with Kashtira, and then he said he played Hiso. He said he resolved it once out of 9 rounds. So And then he like I just asked what variant were you playing, and then he said he didn't like it. He didn't even I didn't even ask that like was he so good in particular. He said he played he's so variant and he thinks it's not worth it. Anyways, so like you can have this in your extra deck, but if you know how to play other cards, other extra deck cards, it's the first thing you would cut. Also, this card can come up, but I don't think it's worth the slot right now. So Vanity Fiend, I actually used to play this in my side deck. Actually, 2 copies, pretty good ratio instead of like 3 Vanity Fiend because they're cloggy. Um, but I ended up not playing it to fit other cards. So I do like the 3 Judgment instead of just playing like 3 Summon Limit and no more going first cards. But I do think instead of like 3 Summon Limit, 1 macro, 2 Summon Limit, or 2 macro, 1 Summon Limit's better. 3 Ghost Spell to respect Branded and Despia, and the Voiceless Voice, pretty good. Overall, not a bad list, honestly. And the main deck looks really clean. I do like that he plays the Ogre. I am actually considering playing 1 or 2. It's just these could be like Nibiru's because he's already playing 3 Rise Art. So extra deck, don't understand why you play like 2 of these because you barely summon once in the one game. I do like the Changing. I actually considering this card uh to serve as a purpose to like beat over stuff or yeah. But again, you most likely just make this card anyways. Not playing SP is pretty insane. Don't understand the side deck at all, but I'm not going to it. Where even is this? This is a Peru regional. Okay. So yeah, finally the list with the utopic future. Uh, so this card is actually really good. You make it with this card, the Dark Armed and the Dracosec. But if you want to know like why it's good or like how when you actually use it, I recommend doing the signing up for the coaching session so I can go in detail and explain it. I don't think these two ever come up. Kashtira is like not a link deck. You can if you play like Dark or like Hira maybe, but no, you're not gonna make this. So don't understand why like this has to be in the main deck like as a 3 of. Like you can play 1 or 2. I'd say it's a good tech, but um I don't know. Like if you know your locals have Runic and you're playing locals, you can just play these. But in the regional level, I think it's too risky. So only playing 12 end traps. So as I said, I mean Mornar's actually the good one. It's like not a draw that's like dead after turn 1. But still, I do think 12 is just not enough right now. You want to draw 2 or 3 every turn, every 5 hand. So just these be failures. I think it's better if if they think Nibiru is risky. Again, should be the sphere mode. So like this card is fine, but the the voiceless cards are just it's saying their back rows are saying their cards are untargetable. So although this makes like a Skull Guardian to like lower than your guys, um, honestly, like this is okay. It's just that it only works against voiceless, right? So if you're siding heavily against voiceless, I'd rather play. I don't know. This is already played, I guess. So like 6 cards for voiceless. Don't really get it. I don't. I mean, no. So if you're playing this, 1 or 2 is best because you're gonna brick with it. I promise. 3 judgment, definitely good call. But instead of some of these, I rather play more floodgates because floodgates actually apparently good, and everyone knows that. So overall, pretty good list, except only 12 hand trap. Don't think it's correct right now. So 13 hand traps. I think 3 bells just too much. 2 and 2 is best. Um, so yeah, so like playing 2 is better than 3 caused me like the last list. But again, I would rather play Effect Failure instead of these. But overall, no Ogre, only 10 Kashtira names. Definitely a good list compared to some other stuff I've seen so far. And this is from the Italy. This is Italy. 200 players. So for the extra deck, again, don't understand why people are playing different. So like, if you think about it, like Snake Eyes don't play different, the same extra deck, right? It's like same thing right now for Kashtira. You don't really need to play multiples. Um, Pretty good. Like these 6 are pretty good, honestly. Could just be macro and summon limit pair in like 1 and 2 ratios. I don't know about this card because I don't really know. Like they probably use it for the going first specifically, and then call the first effect can neither player can activate card effect in the grave. But okay, but it's alright, right? But uh, I don't know. Like it's I think like macros is better. uh, Snake Eye can also play like just they just get so much advantage off of Snake Eye Ash summon. They don't necessarily need to resolve the grave effects of those to like Flamebird itself can just be removal and just pass their turn while having the Flamebirds on their board. Make IP, make SP. Uh, you just have to have already comboed with the Kashtira, and then those are just enough. But then they probably cannot like OTK you or set up crazy stuff, but they can still play through it, like play through one Fenro, and Kashtira just cannot produce so many negates, unless you actually make Utopic Future Beguska Baron. So like I rather play the continuous ones so that or like this so that actually game goes to 3 or 4 turn 3 or 4 so that our unicorn fan no search every turn and eventually win. But it's definitely explorable. I actually honestly never tried this card, so it could be okay. Who knows? Oh, so this is not Kashtira, so yeah, the video, that's it for the video. So everyone stay tuned so I can do the deck. I can show you guys deck profile about how I play this deck, why I made those decisions, and there are I am gonna make some changes after this regional. So yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you.